Before coming to Germany, I had really no idea how important the bread for Germans is. It's very, very important. It really is part of the culture. And usually when you think about Germany, you would think more about sausages, about beer, not really about bread. That's really interesting. But yeah, actually bread is part of the culture, because I'm plenty sure not all the Germans drink beer. There's many Germans that do not drink beer or do not drink that much. And also there's many Germans that are vegetarian or vegan. So of course they do not eat sausages. But bread, who can say no to bread? There's not really many excuses to say no to bread because people love it, and all the Germans I know, they love their bread. They really love it. They eat it a lot, and it really makes part of their daily life. It's that important. So in this video I want to show you the main types of bread that I know. There's many, and also not just simple bread, but the healthiest bread in Germany, I think, and I would say in the whole world. I don't know, I haven't seen any other that is healthier than this one. So I'm gonna show it later. But by now, let's go to the bakery. Hello, I just came. Ja, genau. Das war's. 5,20 €. Well, I got back from the bakery, so I'm gonna show you all the types of bread I know so far. So why is German bread so important? It makes part of the cultural heritage in Germany. There's more than 3,200 types of bread in the whole country. So if you go to the bakery, there's so many varieties, there's so much to choose from, and there's actually so much, and you just ended up buying what's in front of you because it's the easiest choice. So this is just like a small sample from all the types of bread in Germany. There's a lot. For instance, there's this regular white type of bread, as you can see here, but there's also different types of bread, like the whole grain bread, or bread with all kinds of different seeds, pumpkin seeds, poppy seeds, sunflower seeds. There's also bread with chia seeds, and a lot more. Something else that I find very, very interesting is how Germans have a specific name for everything, for every single thing. Not that much for expressing feelings and emotions. But usually, yeah, Germans have a specific name for almost everything, even for every single type of bread, and they take it very seriously. For example, these rolls here are called Brötchen, and that's the way it should be, Brötchen. If you go to South Germany, they're called Semmel, I think, and if you go to different areas in Germany, they're called in a different way. But at least where I am, these rolls, small, klein, petite, are called Brötchen. And within this Brötchen type, there's also different kinds of types. This one is normales Brötchen, Kaiserbrötchen, Kürbiskernbrötchen, Sesambrötchen, Mohnbrötchen, Meerkornbrötchen, Dinkelbrötchen, Roggenbrötchen, Sonnenblumenkernbrötchen, and well, there's a lot more. This is just like a small sample. Chia-brötchen, and well, a lot more. As you can see here, the prices are also very different. So here, this is the receipt, and this is from the bakery. If you go to a supermarket, the supermarket is a lot cheaper than this one. You're gonna see it. And depending on the type of Brötchen, the price changes. Meerkornbrötchen usually are a lot more expensive, and normales Brötchen usually is the regular one and the cheapest one. So if you're at the bakery and you don't really know what to choose, or you just don't know how to say the name because it's a bit weird, or you just forgot about it, just say normales Brötchen. Ich hätte gerne 3 normale Brötchen. Just remember to say Brötchen and not Brot. Brot is bread, but even though this is also called bread, they are Brötchen. For Germany, Brot is this. Brot is the whole piece of bread, which you can cut in different slices, and that's it. But for me, basically it's almost the same, it's just bread. I've had this problem so much because sometimes when I'm hungry, just want to eat something, and I'm like, I just want to eat some bread. Ich möchte einen Kaffee und etwas Brot. So Germans are like,
Brot? Wir haben kein Brot hier.
Yes, we do. Here.
Das ist kein Brot, das sind Brötchen.
Oh, you're being so annoying taking Brötchen with you. So yes, Brötchen and Brot. Brötchen and Brot. So this is Brot, so bread. In Germany, the Brot is the big piece of bread. You just cut it out in slices and you can buy the whole piece and cut it at home. So yeah, I think the typical German family always has a Brotschneider, a bread cutting machine, which they keep it in the kitchen all the time, so they can cut their own bread in perfect slices. So if you don't have it, just ask for it at the bakery, they're gonna cut it for you. But also at the supermarket. There's many supermarkets with a bakery inside, not all of them, but some of them have it. And some of these bakeries have a Schneiderbrot inside for the customers to use. This one is, for instance, from Kaufland, and this is a bread cutting machine for the customers, like I'm using it now, and it's very easy to use. You just put the bread in, close the lid, choose how big you want your slices. The middle ones are the best for me, not too thick, not too thin, and that's it. Very convenient, and you don't have to pay anything for it. It's part of the service. So yeah, there's also different kinds of bread. There's also different kinds of whole grain bread. There's also with seeds, with chia seeds, with oat, all kinds. Another type of bread that is very important in Germany is the Pretzel or Pretzel. I'm sure all of you know it. It goes a lot with beer. Yeah, it's very famous and very common in Germany. I think that many people see a Pretzel or a pretzel and think directly about Germany. Yeah, it's very common in Germany, especially in South Germany. People there, they eat it a lot, sometimes for breakfast or sometimes also with beer. Here where I am, it's not that common. It's not like you can find them in every single bakery. Sometimes you don't. So that's why I made them by myself. I mean, I just bought them ready to bake. I put them in the oven. Before you make them, you sprinkle them with a little bit of salt and that's it. Now they're done. They look very nice and ready to eat. Pretzels are very tasty. They have also very strong flavor and of course they're salty. I think that's the reason why they go pretty well with beer. You're gonna see them a lot as well at beer festivals and the Oktoberfest. But not just with beer. In South Germany, they eat them a lot just for breakfast or just as a snack with some butter on top. And they also taste very good that way. So these ones I made, let's see. Very salty. I think I need a beer. Well, now it's time for me to talk about the healthiest bread in Germany. Maybe not just in Germany, but in the whole world. I don't know. I cannot really tell. I would really have to do some research about it. But what I know is that it's a very healthy bread. So this is Pumpernickel. This is the package. Very small package. And usually you can find it at the supermarket. All supermarkets have it. It has a very dark color, so I'm going to show you now. And also very important about the pumpernickel is that it lasts for a very long time, so you can keep it for ages. For instance, this one here, this goes up to May 2022. It's a lot. So you can keep it just in case if you need some food or if you're hungry or in case of an emergency, you never know. So you're always gonna have this available. And once you open it, you can put it in the fridge and it also lasts for a few days. So it's not like from one day to another, you have to eat it all. The color is kind of weird, it's very dark, very intense. The taste is also very interesting, it's sweet. Yeah, I cannot describe it that well. Of course, it's not the typical type of bread that you're like, wow, it tastes really good. It's quite interesting. So some people might not like it, but taking into account all the good things that this bread offers, I think it's pretty good. You can just put some butter on top, or some cream cheese, or some cucumbers, tomato, everything. This bread is also so healthy that many people include it in their diets. So if they want to lose weight, or just keep themselves fit, or whatever. So the best way to enjoy German bread, it's very simple. Just put something on top of it. Whatever you want, but something on top. You can put some butter, dips, avocado, aioli. You can put some cheese, salami, ham on top, cucumbers, tomato, everything on top. And that's it. That's how Germans eat their bread. But always with something. Sometimes they even put Nutella on top for breakfast time. Sometimes even eggs on top. There's also a special name for this bread with an egg on top. And there's also this one, but this one I think is usually more with schnitzel. Like you have the schnitzel and then you put the egg on top. When it's a Brötchen that looks like a sandwich where it has some meat inside or something, it's called belegte Brötchen. So they always eat them if they go hiking, if they go for a walk, if they go for a trip before going to the airport, because the food at the airport is very expensive and the quality is really bad at the airplane. Because in Colombia we do something very similar, but we do it with sandwiches. That's how we call them, which is almost the same. For example, our German breakfast, you'll notice it. They always have their Brötchen, and they always have all kinds of toppings you can imagine. Everything, all kinds of salami, ham, different things that I do not even know what that is. Sometimes I do not even know because there's so much, all kinds of cheese. So that's a typical German breakfast. They always have that for breakfast. It's like you're not gonna be wondering, what am I gonna have tomorrow for breakfast? Or I would like this for breakfast tomorrow. You're never gonna ask because you know already. For me, sometimes it's a bit too much because it's always the same type of things for breakfast. It's also very interesting, but sometimes I miss my different kind of Colombian breakfast types. And when I miss the Colombian bread as well, sometimes I have a croissant, which is the most similar thing to our Colombian bread. In Colombia, for example, our bread is soft and it tastes kind of sweet. It tastes actually pretty good. You don't need to put a lot of toppings because it tastes so good just as it is. Here in Germany, the bread is totally different. So it's very crunchy on the outside and inside is very soft. If you want to eat it alone, it doesn't really taste that much. And I think that's the reason why Germans always need to put something on top of the bread. Like they never eat it alone. They can have a lot of bread at home, but if they don't have toppings, they cannot eat it. So after going through most of the main types of bread in Germany, what I say is the best bread in the world. Well, if I talk about the taste, I think there's other types of bread that I also like a lot. I love my Colombian bread a lot and I don't find it here. But if I talk about variety, about different kinds of bread, about different types of whole grain bread, bread with seeds and all that kind of stuff, I think Germany is the winner. Germans are not also good for salty things and beer, but also for sweet things, for cakes. They're really good at baking. But well, I think that's going to be part of a different video because it's going to take a lot of time. And well, that's all by now. Thank you so much for watching. And talking about this, I would really like to know, which is your favorite bread? Is that important and traditional as well? That would be interesting to know. Please let me know in your comments and hope to see you next time. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe as well.